I love the music to that.
Me too. That's it gets me every single time.
Believe it or not, I'm not gonna lie. YouTube's free music area.
I gotta get better at searching that. I'm terrible at that part.
I can't even remember why I picked that music, but man, once I started putting that video together and getting everybody's logo to like go with the rhythm,
I was about to say it works with the rhythm really well.
I worked a lot on that, and especially on the fly-in. If you watch it, if next time you watch it, every time the logo changes as it's coming in is to the beat. Nice. Everyone, I probably spent 3 hours just mucking with that thing.
We are getting a great chat tonight already.
Hello everyone.
Fastback's here. Go Gang Go's here.
Brother Chris
Carla's here.
Zombie.
We've got all the people. Why is it not letting me move this?
And 21 Sandwich. How's it going?
Oh, there's Sandwich. Wow, something happened to window. It's freaking out. Man. What the hell is that?
Let's do this. Let me bring the chat over here so I can see everything on the same screen.
StreamYard has lost its mind on me. Like, I can't resize it or move it around or anything. It's just like, I don't know what it did. Weird. I've never seen a browser window do that before. Huh. Well, I'm going to have to work with it because I don't know what it's doing. It's like, it's asking me, oh, that's why.
That's better.
Okay.
Hey.
It's just letting me select things for some reason. I don't know what's going on. We're just going to move people around all night. It's okay. Whatever. All right.
That'll work.
We're professional here.
Tonight is one of those nights I have banked enough extra calories.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move you guys around all night.
I'm having a Hershey's with almonds tonight.
I have so much candy left over, which I'm fine with. I got shit all week long because I've been like picking at that candy. She's like, save some for the trick-or-treaters. We go through this every year. We're going to have plenty left over.
This is just Almond Joy and Mounds and a couple of these little weird things out of my son's Yum box. But this is just Mounds and Almond Joy.
I can see why that's left behind.
Hey.
Wow.
That's all right. My wife said the same thing. My wife
said the Mounds are still there. I understand with Almond Joy are there. I mean, come on. There's no joy.
Almond Joy.
Coconut candy's kind of an acquired taste.
Yeah, it is. So. It is. And that's why there's a box of it just down here for me, because my wife doesn't like it either.
And my wife likes it. I don't.
So Panda Sub's in the house.
Oh, still the best podcast around. You know what? Man.
I wonder if I can even pull up anybody from chat here.
Captain McFury and the Panda Sub. Like I said, it sounds like
this is all off.
Sounds like a Beatles song.
I may have to exit out and come back in. I don't know if it's going to kill the stream or not. Give me a second.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. It's just freaking out to the point to where I can't use it.
You know what you need?
What?
You need a chocolate bar.
I was going to say, you need Almond Joy is what you need.
Yes.
See, well, he went to go get one. So, Mike, how are you doing? How was your Halloween?
I'm doing all right. Halloween was pathetic, actually.
Yeah.
So, we dressed up. I dressed up this year. My son Seth and I were Mario and Luigi, and we were going out, and we were the only ones out there.
Really?
I'm not kidding. I would say over half, if not 80% of the houses were dark, lights off. It was horrible.
See, we got to one house. People in our neighborhood that weren't trick-or-treating. People ended up coming to our house multiple times.
I wouldn't say we got a lot of trick-or-treaters, but our neighborhood is very active. Our neighborhood is basically like a Halloween block party. So my wife and I didn't have any kids. Our kids went to a different neighborhood that they thought was going to be better. It wasn't. But my wife and I just kind of walked around just saying Happy Halloween to all the neighbors and stuff. So we had a good time. And every house was decorated more or less. You had a couple dark houses that you knew which ones to throw eggs at. But for the most part, everyone had some kind of Halloween decoration up, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of drunk neighbors out there, which added to the fun.
Well, we were handing out candy all night, so we had a small libation about halfway through or more, Because my wife's like, I feel like I should have something like more adult. And I'm like, I can go get you something.
Yeah, we can go get. We can settle that.
We can handle that.
Whenever we
We don't have to go out for that.
Whenever we go to my mother's house to trick or treat, the neighbor across the street has candy for the kids, a little something for the adults. You know, little paper cups for the adults.
Yeah, there you go.
So, but the sad part is, we got to one house, and I'm not kidding. The woman was like, "We have all this candy. You're the only ones here." She literally reached into her big giant bucket of candy and went, "Here you go, kids." Bloom in the one bag. Bloom. I mean, and all of our candy came from one house. It was amazing.
Awesome. That works.
Our house looks like we decorate for Halloween, but it's really just dilapidated. Hey, Doug, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Oh, hey, look at all these good people in the chat. Ted,
yeah, we got an awesome chat tonight, man.
Eating
Fast
paste.
Max in here. Go Gang Go Panda Sub. Eating Paste. Doug's Gaming.
I finally figured out.
Brubeck was in here. Ted Brenneman. Zombie.
I finally figured out Eating Pace's name. See,
somebody had to tell it to me too. I didn't catch it initially. Oh, Born Distracted's in here. Awesome.
oh, Cousin Born.
21 Sandwich is in here. A bunch of people slipped in here while I was having technical difficulties and could say hi.
We were vamping for you.
That's fine. You guys got it covered. You don't need me here. I'll just wait.
Oh,
Okay with that.
Oh, don't be like that, Nick. Come on.
I have all these
okay
people.
being dead weight. That means I don't have to work as hard.
Not tonight, because you guys have all the toys. I can only talk about the toys. You guys actually have them.
Yeah, so we didn't have this really organized, guys. We're gonna go around talk about everybody's weekend, which I'm assuming is going to be focused on much like what we were talking about, which is Halloween. Other than the Halloween stuff, what have you been doing lately, Rob?
I've been trying to squeeze as much. Mid-September, I started watching Halloween movies, and this week I was like, "Oh, this is my last chance to in season watch all these movies and play all these games." And I never actually got around to playing any games at all. But I tried to squeeze in a few last-minute Halloween movies, and then Sunday was busy. Kids all had plans going someplace, so we didn't get as much leisure time as I would have liked.
Yeah, I can see that. What about you, Mike? I know you did the trick-or-treating thing with your kiddo on Sunday. You had a really cool costume pair. I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, it was Mario and Luigi. I fit in it, which is great. So,
that's why
if this had been last Halloween, I'd have been Wario. So I was very happy. And it was really funny because as we were there, the few people that were out, there were a couple people that they sit outside to give out candy and stuff like that. So on my phone, I've got queued up the main theme from Mario 64. So my son and I are doing the dun, 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 as we walk by him. It's sort of, and people were really really digging it. It was fun. Even though we were by ourselves, and it was really lame as far as the neighborhood goes. Now, my mother said in her neighborhood, which is 15 minutes from us, that there were people were just dropping kids off on the corner in trucks, and so we should have gone there.
Dude, we spent the night before. We spent a couple hours while I was watching Jim's stream, which is why I wasn't too active in Jim's stream, bagging candy, because we bought these little light up rings that we were going to put on the bags, and we were going to bag up candy. Because last year, what we did is we bagged up candy and we put a table out, and we lined everything up on the table so the kids can come by and pick up a bag. We did that for social distancing reasons, right? So the kids could still trick or treat, but they didn't have to get too close to anybody, and everyone got some candy. So we kind of did the same thing this year. But this year it was kind of a little bit cooler because we got some Halloween themed bags, and we really stuffed them. The kids' eyes went as big as saucers when they saw how big the bags were. And we tied these little light up rings that we would turn on before we put them down on the table. So we had kids just freaking out over those little rings and running up and grabbing them. We had over 100 kids. I know, because we had 100 of those rings that we gave out. And then I filled a big bowl full of candy, a pumpkin bowl, and put that on there. And then we had kids for like another hour and a half after that. So we probably saw at least 150, if not 200 kids.
Oh, wow.
Like, no joke.
Yeah, we didn't see that many kids. It was just basically the neighborhood kids and then all the parents. So we didn't give out as much candy as I think my wife was hoping we would. Which we have a bunch of Snickers left over, so I'm fine with that. So,
I'm just
what's up,
make sure
Matt?
you're very uncomfortable by Mawson.
I'm not gonna. So I'm not gonna lie. I looked at that, and it was hidden, and I'm like, do I click show or do I click hide?
With Mawson,
like the moderator.
I know, and then it dawned on me. Yeah, I click show.
I never hide Mawson's comments. I have to enable half of them, but I never hide them.
I'm telling you, I was looking at it for a minute. I'm like, all right, I know who he is. I think he's okay. That one was a little suspect.
Most of the things that Mawson says are a little suspect. So
They are. He was flirting with me a little bit earlier too, because he said this right before he said hi to you.
Right.
So, I mean,
well, that's the one that was hidden. Oh no!
That's a great start to the evening.
Nick
lies! You're not going to behave, Mawson. I would be disappointed if you behaved, quite frankly.
All right. Oh man.
So to get started tonight, we didn't really have like a main agenda. We did bring some things for show and tell. I don't know how much. Well, actually, Rob's got a ton of stuff in the background. I can see it from here.
Yeah.
I can see Castle Grayskull in the background. I see a couple OG Transformers and Star Wars and everything else in the back there.
yeah, I tried to put up
and I see some
stuff
turtles
with
as
some kind
well.
of context.
Oh, and you got a Unicron back there. Oh, we're set for tonight.
All that Unicron.
Yeah. I've
got
got
his head
over.
over.
And I've got a couple of the. I haven't unboxed them yet, but I got He-Man and Skeletor from the relaunched Play line that they did.
Mm-hmm.
They're nicer than the originals. They're not exactly like the originals because the originals weren't nearly as nice as these are. But I've got those to show too. But I figured I would not start. I figured I would go ahead and let Rob start, and then we'll go to Mike. And then if we have anything to show with any of these that are there, since Mike doesn't have anything, we'll just show
I have nothing. I'm
for
sorry,
him.
I have nothing.
It's fine. It's fine. You can be boring if you want to. It's okay.
It's the story of my life. It's the story of my life.
So yeah, we don't really have much of a structure for this. I think that our only idea was, hey, let's talk about toys. So it's not going to work. Not going to have like a little checklist because there's just so many. I think we're just going to be focusing on 80s stuff, maybe some 90s.
Yeah, 80s maybe.
But there's just so many. It's
'cause,
impossible for us to cover everything. So
Turtles,
I just figured.
I think it should be in 80s, but they were like really close to 90s.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's very close. Yeah, I think the original movies were like 88.
Yeah,
89. So don't let the lack of gray hair fool you. I had a ton of stuff when I was a kid. I just never. It's always that if you knew then what you know now, I'd have kept all of it. I'd have kept all of it.
I would have kept all of it.
I'd have kept my damn GoBots too.
Yeah, I actually had some cool GoBots as a kid. Matter of fact, they've been bringing those back.
I know.
And I've been tempted by one or two of them because they look pretty nice.
I thought I put up a GoBot thing, but I didn't.
Well, they're both now owned by Hasbro. So.
They
I only have
so
one.
easily that they were kind of difficult to keep in shape.
They did break easy. They were the quality of GoBots were so much worse than the quality of Transformers. Yeah. And it's probably better now because Hasbro owns them both. So
I guess my original toys were going to be He-Man. That was, I think, what most deep 80s kids. I had probably all the current figures at one point. They all ended up in a box. And the thing is, if I had any of my original figures, I could promise you they would be in mint condition because I was, even as like a 5, 6, 8-year-old, I would never take my toys outside. I would always keep all their attachments in place, never take off their belts, or I always kept all their weapons. So, I mean, I would have everything all minty if I still had them. But of course, they ended up in a box. And my mom said she was saving them for me because she had a feeling that as an adult I'd want those. She didn't actually wait for that time to come around. So she gave, and I had a die-cast Voltron. I had the original Transformers, tons of Ninja Turtles. Yes, and I desperately want that back.
This is a reprint. This isn't from the original when it came out. This is a reprint of the original toy, though. So it's basically the original toy. It just, I got this one like 3 or 4 years ago.
I had the plastic full size that actually had the that you actually put together. You had the 5 pieces and you put them together. Oh, and it was
That's what this is. These are the individual lines.
Well, mine was like this.
Mike, I had that one too. And that was the one where it actually had like the plastic figures from the cartoon that would ride inside the.
I never saw that.
Yeah, I didn't like that one as much as the die-cast one. But
I did not have the die-cast one. I had the plastic.
Both of them. So I think from of course Star Wars. I had a bunch of Star Wars figures.
Star Wars were always an easy collectible, man.
Yeah,
like I had tons of those as a kid.
Now, which of the, because we all had them, which of the carrying cases did you have?
Darth Vader.
Okay, I had one Darth Vader and one C-3PO.
I don't know that I had a carrying case for mine. I don't remember one. I honestly
really
do not remember one. If I had one, it probably would have been like an RGT2 or C-3PO.
I think
more than likely.
I can't remember. Did they make an R2D2? I know I had.
Know.
I know. I mean, Vader and 3PO were the two that I remember seeing.
Those are the only ones I remember.
Those were my favorite characters. So that would have been one of the ones that I would have had when I was a kid. Madison, I mean, pretty much like anything that you collect that's, like a normal toy. We're mostly going by ones that we had when we were a kid right now. But, I mean, there's all sorts of things that I collect now that didn't really exist then, right? Or much better versions than what I had as a kid, too. Because I've got all sorts of, like, Star Wars things. I've got some Street Fighter figures, like... I've got this Sagat right here, who's actually really nice looking.
Yeah, it is.
This did not exist when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Right? This came out after. So stuff like this, I love getting stuff like this.
I always love the 100% unrealistic muscle tone of all those things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, I had tons of He-Mans, too, and I love the backstory of He-Man, because they were just throwing names at the wall. Like, they would get drunk and just name things.
Not very imaginative things either. Everything was basically like what the character resembles with Tor at the end of it. So you had like Mosquitor and
right.
But you had Buzz
that was
Off.
That's right. They did have Off also.
Yeah.
or O. So you get like Fisto or or
See,
actually Man. That wasn't a Beast Man, Merman.
Right. Man at Arms.
Yeah. There were a couple that had normal names, like you had Evil Lynn, just like a plain Evelyn.
Yeah.
And then Tila, who had like a normal name, Sorceress, who had a pretty normal name. What
cracks me up is how incredibly trashy those toys were. Like the plastic here is just the worst plastic ever.
Oh, yeah. I can believe it.
Tons and tons of like repaints, not repaints, but like they're cast in the same mold in a different color plastic. So there's I kind of feel like for like maybe 24 characters, there might be maybe 3 different molds that they just kind of used all the way through the character line. So like basically Tila and Evil Lynn, same body, different paint, different heads. That's pretty much it.
Slightly different heads. Sorceress and Tila were basically the same figure. They had another Tila that was like a greenish color called the Goddess or something like that. That was basically like a different color Tila. But yeah, I mean, even the He-Man figures, almost every single one of them used the same mold with slightly different modifications.
Like, I think my favorite would be Merman and is it Stinkor?
Any Faces. Yeah, that was another good
one. Where it's basically... they just repainted Merman to look like a skunk, put a mask over his mouth so you can't really see what his face looks like. Brand new character.
Well, of course it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I loved those. The names were funny. I thought the characters were pretty creative. They had the same body style, but they were crazy enough that it was just fun. I even had a bunch of them that I never even saw in the cartoon, just because they kept making them. For a bunch of them that just I don't even remember seeing in the cartoon except for maybe once, like the original run of He-Man. I don't remember seeing Fisto or the karate guy that he fought. I don't remember seeing those in the original cartoon run at all.
I don't remember a karate guy.
It was like an
Asian guy that had a karate chop thing instead of a fist. His hand was gold. I forget his name.
The Kung Fu Grip.
But dude, they could do no wrong with that. They would just pull out a random name out of a hat or go get drunk, and they're like, "We're gonna make a B character. We're gonna call him, he buzzes. Yeah, buzz off, right? Because you spray off to get him off. Yeah, buzz off. Yeah,
Sting or
erector sets. Those were good.
Yes, I had an erector set.
That was a Jitsu. That was it. That was his name, Jitsu. Yeah, Zombie knows all this stuff, man.
Zombie's like an encyclopedia of trivial video game and I guess toy knowledge as well, movies too. So always handy to have him in the chat if you're
absolutely. I'm super happy having him.
If you're grasping at straws, he's probably got the answer.
Probably. So that's going to be hugely helpful tonight.
Yeah, stick around.
Tinker Toys. I had Tinker Toys.
I never had too many Tinker Toys.
I don't have my originals, but for the kids upstairs, I do have a set of Lincoln Logs.
I had played with those once.
I loved Lincoln Logs. Basically, building log cabins with it.
Yeah. My wife did a lot of that too.
Yeah.
So what was one you had when you were a kid, Mike? Outside of Lincoln Logs, obviously, and Tinker Toys.
The Lincoln Logs, Tinker Toys. I had Erector. I had one of my favorite things I used to collect were Mask. Mask.
I love Mask.
The vehicles.
I wish I had those. Those were great.
Oh man, the car and all. What was great about it was so simplistic, right? So the car literally just opened its doors like a DeLorean. Yeah. And then turned into a plane, and then you could take off.
And it had rockets and lasers. Of course it did. Of course it did.
Yes, of course it did. And it was great because and it was so easy. So unlike a Transformer, which I love my Transformers, and it took you 5 minutes to figure out how to get Optimus Prime to turn from a truck into a man to the robot. All you had to do with Mask was you just press the button on top of the car and the doors open up and out you go.
Yeah, there is some really cool design. Was it a van or a Jeep where you launched a boat or a motorcycle out of the front of it? I think I actually have some of the figures. I just randomly have them on the desk. I've just ended up with a bunch of toys. I mean, I find these things at Goodwill, or I went through a period where I was buying just lots of toys off eBay. So there'd just be 100 action figures, just all kind of randomly packed in this box. So I literally just have boxes and boxes of toys next to me. And I kind of wanted to actually kind of organize them a little bit, but I was just it's a lot of work. If it comes up, whatever toy we end up talking about, I probably have a bag of them. Is what
that's fair. That's totally fair. I loved Mask as a kid. I had a ton of those. I had the motorcycle that turned into a helicopter, mostly just by flipping the thing up, and then it would become like a helicopter. I had because I think their opposition was Venom. Everything was snake based. It was G.I. Joe had Cobra. So Mask had Venom.
So it was
there was a lot of snake themed things,
and it was funny because it was let's see, Mask was mobile armored. Mobile armored strike command, and the K was command, and then Venom was vicious evil network of mayhem.
That sounds right. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm like 99% sure you're right.
Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem. It was so funny.
Yeah, Mobile Armored Strike Command is correct. That is absolutely correct.
Yes. A winner is me.
And I think Venom is correct as well. Venom.
I'm looking it up now just to see. I'm going to Wikipedia.
Yeah, Venom
Let's
was
see.
the one I can never remember. I remember they called it Venom, but I can never remember what it was.
Let's see. Yep, Venom, short for Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem.
Nice.
Is an evil criminal organization that mask fights.
Honestly, I like the little figures in the masks that they actually had, the ones that they wore when they were in the cars, more than I like the cars. And I had a lot of the cars. I had this monster truck thing that would pop. It would pop up in the center, and it would have all these cannons. I had the jet that would turn into a helicopter for some unknown reason. I don't know why.
Because 80s.
Because
right,
this is the 80s.
That's right.
I'm like, you're already a jet, but I'm confused.
Oh, here we go. I'm wondering if this is the one you're talking about, Rob. The vehicle's slingshot, a white recreational van that splits in half to reveal a jet fighter launch ramp. Is that it?
Probably. I mean, I just remember there was an action feature where you press a button and either a motorcycle or a boat shot out of the front of this vehicle.
So there was one, and I remember this one now. Where is it? There is. Here it is. Goliath 1, a yellow and dark blue F1 race car that launches from Goliath 2, which was a flatbed, and then becomes a fighter jet. Maybe that's it?
Probably.
Okay.
I only had wait. I only had one actually, and it was someone might actually know the answer to this. It was the one that this character came with. So it was like a do
you know who that is?
Focus on that.
You know which character
it was a race car, and then you press a button, and the wheels popped out and turned into a jet.
Okay, so that's Goliath 1.
I've got it pulled up here. Okay. I'm trying to find a better picture, but I did find this.
Oh, slot cars and Hot Wheels. I got a ton of Hot Wheels upstairs, but they're newer Hot Wheels.
Dang it. Everybody keeps taking me to like this sales
Dude, I
just want to see a clean image.
Thing. If I had my old Matchbox cars, man, I collected the crap out of Matchbox cars.
You still can.
You can, but I mean, I had some great older stuff. I mean, my kids have a bunch of Hot Wheels and a little bit of, and they've got it's like a mix of Hot Wheels and Matchbox.
Okay, so that's the one I think you're talking about.
Yep, that's Goliath. Goliath 2 is the truck. Goliath 1 is the F1 car, and then Goliath 1, the wheels. I think the wheels come in, and then wings pop out, and it takes off.
The one I had, it wasn't that race car. It was like an orange car.
All right, so there's a dune buggy. Oh wait, orange. Hold on.
Oh, the dune buggy was amazing.
Oh, hold on. Gator, an orange Jeep CJ7 containing a releasable hydroplane. Is that it? See if you can find.
Yes, Gator. Yeah, because there's a figure right there. Yes.
This right here?
Yep. I
love this one. This one was amazing.
Which one is that?
This one's called Firefly.
Firefly. Hey, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, it actually turned into this.
Aha!
And then a little bomb dropped out of it too.
Yeah, this thing was amazing.
So the dude's name is Julio Doc Lopez. He is an expert in cryptology and foreign languages. He was a physician. All right, Firefly, an orange dune buggy that turns into a jet. His mask is called Streamer, which fires sticky bands of glue, a fire-suppressant foam, or an oil-like substance.
I forgot the mask actually did things. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the mask had names and they had powers.
Yep. And then he had, apparently, according to this, he had another vehicle called Fire Force, which is a 1987 Pontiac Fiero, that's what I'm talking about, that splits into a jet plane and an attack motorcycle.
I got to say hi to some people. Hi, Rebel Railroad. Hi, Potion Sword Run. Thanks for popping in, guys. Sorry, we're on topic, and I'm trying to say hi to people as we're on topic, so my bad. I'm not trying to ignore people. I apologize if it seems like I am.
That's my issue. I always have. Trust me, it's hard to run a podcast. Look at the chat, isn't it, Nick?
Hey, I do it all the time, but at least I'm not like slamming Laura Cross face into the wall repeatedly. That was your best move.
That sweet, sweet chin music of
Most of that stream was oof.
Look, the Saturn didn't have dual analog sticks.
I know, dude. I wouldn't have done any better. I told you as much. I would not have done any better.
I'm sorry. Any game where forward is run forward, backward is run backward, and left and right is this. You are bound to have trouble.
Yeah, you're gonna slam into stuff, dude. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
There's no getting around it.
I'm gonna continue that stream though, because now I feel compelled to finish Tomb Raider. I feel compelled. So tomorrow night, I'm getting back to it. Me and
Sar are gonna make so much fun of you on that. It'll be a running gag.
You guys made that such a fun stream, by the way. You really did.
It was a fun
stream.
You
really did, because if I fell into the friggin' water one more time.
That was a great time. So one of the ones that I had, and one of the reasons I kind of dove into my cabinet is I got sucked into Transformers at an early age. That was like one of my best things. And I don't have the Gen 1 version, the G1 version I have, but I have a Masterpiece version here.
Is that Jazz?
No,
that's Wheeljack.
Wheeljack.
Yes.
It looks like. I mean, he's got the kind of face. He's got the thing, the ears of Jazz. Oh yeah, it's the Lancia. Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was a Lancia.
Nice.
And this was the character that was the first one that I ever got. Remember because I got it on Christmas Eve. It's amazing how much this memory sticks in my head. My aunt came in and gave me like the coolest Christmas present ever because I opened this thing up and here's this car and she's like, it's a robot. And I went, what? So it was like 3 ways to play for me, right? Because I had the car so I could run around as a car. It was a puzzle because I had to figure out how to transform the thing. And then it was a robot. It was like everything I could ever want. From that point on, I was like hooked on these things like crazy. I had tons of these things growing up.
Nick, there we go. If you're going power up, if you're using the power up,
we derail your stream to
Mega Man,
Mr. Matthews, so he can answer Mega Man questions.
If you're planning on using the sub weapons, I always start with Guts Man, then Elect Man. No, wait, Guts Man, Cuts Man, Elect Man, and then Iceman, Fireman, and Bomb Man. If you're not using weapons, then I would always start with Iceman and Gutsman and Elect Man to get them out of the way. So hopefully that answered your question.
We now bring you back to your regularly scheduled stream.
Eating paste does say that's an important question.
It was a very important question.
It was.
See if he came in and asking the question. I feel like he came directly to the stream because he knew that's where you were going to be tonight. No, it's a stream.
He was asking about that earlier today too. So
how's it going, Stampede? How are you? Everybody's popping in for at least a little bit tonight, which is kind of dope.
Yeah, take it.
And Panda wanted to talk about like the worst toys that we had when we were a kid as well. So we want to get to that as also.
Toys.
Worst toys.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the worst ones that I had, to be honest.
Yeah, that's tough. That's actually tough. I mean,
socks. Like I don't know what I enjoyed all my toys.
Yeah,
I don't think I had anything that I just didn't like. I mean,
there were knockoff transforming robots that I can't remember what the name of them were. It wasn't Transformers. It wasn't GoBots. It was something else, and they were absolutely garbage quality. And I cannot remember what the name of it is.
Falling cup. That's the worst.
Right, that paddle with the ball that you have to hit. You know, there's that one too.
I can't remember relationship with one in particular because they had those foam gliders. And I love those things, but those things would break at the drop of a hat.
They never lasted. So I was also really huge into balsa wood airplanes.
See, that seems much better. That seems like a much better version of it.
It's not. If it hits a wall and the front because the balsa wood, in order for
Home Alone 2, the board game. Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I apologize on behalf of your parents or grandparents. Whoever gave you that, that's awful.
that is awful. No, balsa wood
Thumb.
airplanes were so. Hey, Thumb Brothers, they were made of such thin wood that anything that you hit would just break.
I figured you were gonna pop that up.
Or the little little weight.
That's gonna be the next toys episode. Toys for the
might
ages.
have to get John on him with that one. He's given that topic way too much thought.
That comment didn't get hidden by YouTube.
No, it didn't.
Oh, figure. The thumbs on the G.I. Joe figure is the worst. Yeah, foam gliders. And you remember, guys, whenever that had, then you'd end up having to get like duct tape the wings so you could shove it back in, and then it would expand. Those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love those things when you could get them to fly because they were cool. But the moment they hit anything substantial, like the wings would just like shred off of that thing and foams all over the place, and you're like, but this was like $5.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing, I guess. That was probably one of the most disappointing ones I can think of.
I'm trying.
Desert.
I hate sand. It gets everywhere.
God. Yeah, and everybody had the same thing about the foam gliders.
Too early for a episode 2 reference. Come on, Mike. We're just trying to have a good time.
Sorry.
My favorite kind of toys were actually anything pocket sized. So I was all about like muscle figures.
I was about to say, is that muscle?
Yeah, so half of these are actually my original figures, and half are just other ones I've collected.
Oh
the
wow,
years.
yeah.
These things were fantastic. I love these things. Yeah, you get like 4
statue things,
or like they also came with like a trash can. I think like 10 figures came in those, and they're just hundreds and hundreds of really cool designs. I always love these things, and that's probably why these were one of the few original childhood toys that I've actually hung on to. I have these muscle figures, and for some reason, I've also managed to hang on to all my Rock Lords. And that's that's all I got.
Somebody else was mentioning Rock Lords, and I had those too because they were kind of akin to Transformers.
I think they might have been a spinoff of. I think they were actually ultimately a spinoff of He-Man. So I think
what was funny is because they basically transformed. They were like, simple Transformers, but they were Transformers.
Hold on, I found them. Hold on, I'm going to show you. I'm sending this into the chat.
I know the answer to this too. There we go. That's what it stands for. Thank you, Maz. I was.
We don't have a big crowd for this one tonight, but this might be my favorite stream ever. I'm having a good time right now.
All right, here were the worst, because my parents at one point were like, "Oh, well, these are like Transformers." No, did you see it? Look in the private chat.
Hang on. No,
like millions of unusual something C letter.
Hang on. Oh, here it is. It's in private chat. Got it. Hang on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can zoom into this though. This is really tiny.
Yeah, it is. Zybots.
Let me see if I can save this. And
are those the ones that are connected by magnets?
No, they're just knockoff Transformers.
Let me just save it and then open it up and see if I can zoom in here.
They were absolutely horrible.
There we go. That's better.
Yeah, that was just.
Yeah, those Those look like the ones that you would find in, like, say, the CVS or the Walgreens.
Yes.
Like back in the day, and
Yes.
they were like the really cheap, really cheap ones. And I got some of those, and I had fun with them for a time.
I
But yeah,
want to
this reminds
say
me a lot of ones that you would find there.
I want to say that you'd find these in like Woolworths.
Oh my god, that box art!
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of tragic. I'm not gonna lie. He's in love with this box art.
The middle guy on the right side.
It's this gap here in the center that like confuses me.
Right. Well,
It's like
the
two of them didn't even
when you're-
transform. They just
when
pegged
you're
them into the
shooting-
back for
yes,
support.
when you're shooting, the bullets go through there, and then he doesn't get
Oh,
hurt.
okay. So it's strategic. Got it.
Right.
Got it.
Oh, I cried so much.
I
when
feel
got it.
sad for somebody who got this, thinking this was going to be like somebody told them they got a Devastator or like Defensor, and then you open it up and you got this.
Yes, this is.
I'd be legit angry.
This was 1980s Hanukkah. And you had to just grin and bear it, and you're like, well, it's not Transformers, but it's Zybots. It's got to be. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
What's with the art? It looks like they're all about to fall over backwards.
I mean, the robot / F-16 fighter plane didn't have a face.
Raiden, this is Zybots.
Zybots.
That, apparently, I've never heard of until tonight that Mike was unfortunate enough to get for Hanukkah one year.
Welcome to my life. My parents didn't like me.
I got this because my parents hated me this year.
You know how you guys, you know how we call you the goyim. You know how you Christians have, Santa's got the naughty list. Zybots is what you get when you're on the naughty list.
Mazda has it correct. Son will get you those Transformer toys that you want, and then gives you this box. And dead.
Look, son.
I think you
but
win
they
for
all
worst toys.
get put together into one big Transformer, just like in the cartoon that you watch.
Yeah.
No,
They totally don't go that way.
Right.
Dude, God, do you guys remember? I don't know if you guys collected Transformers. Do you guys remember trying to get things like the Constructicons and stuff like that back in the day?
I had the Constructicons.
Because they sold them individually. They didn't sell them in a pack.
They did not
back
sell
in the
them in a
day.
pack. No.
So trying to find all of them was just insane.
I
don't
did
remember
end
if
up
I
getting
actually did have all the.
Hey, Josh, it's good to see you, man.
I had all the Constructicons. I had all the Dinobots.
Yeah, I had the Dinobots. I had the Constructicons, and I want to
And then
say
there was
I had
another
the
one.
Aerial Bots too.
Yep.
That turned into Superion.
And then I had
all the Stunticons.
I did not have all the Stunticons.
And I didn't have the ones
I
that turned into Defensor. I forget what that team was called.
I don't remember.
Guardians
I also
or
had
something like that?
I also had all the triple changers. So
the triple changers were great.
yep.
I had the first 6-changer they had, 6-shot. And he was crazy. Actually, I've got another one of him around here somewhere I need to bring back out. But it's a mastermind. It's a third-party one that they did in Masterpiece style, and he still transforms into all the figures. That was a bear to figure out.
My favorite was still my favorite, and I was so happy to see at least part, a cameo in the movie. My favorite of the triple changers was always Astra Train.
See, I liked Azure Train, but my favorite was Springer, followed by one that I never saw in there, and I forget his name. He turned from turn into a jet, but he would also turn into an aircraft carrier. And I just thought he looked really cool, but I never saw him run. Blitzwing was amazing too.
Blitzwing was very
Blitzwing
good.
was
super amazing.
It's like the.
That's it, Protector Bots. That's right, the Protector Bots. Yeah, I was drawing a blank on the name. I knew that there was a bunch of combiners by the end of it. There was the Seacons,
Yeah,
Yeah, Bruticus was one of my favorite of the combiners. Predacane was amazing too. Abominus not as much. Not as much of a favorite. Bruticus, I don't know. For some reason, I always liked Bruticus' look.
See, I think I got out of Transformers when those started coming about.
See, I was still in them during that time, and then I got out of them for a while, and they did a different line of Transformers, which I kind of wish I still had one just to show. They didn't transform. They had a vehicle with them that did transform, but they were just like a standard like action figure type. And I forget the line of them that they called, but it was kind of a weird spin on Transformers because Transformers always transformed. So it always struck me as odd. And it wasn't until like way later I got back into collecting because as I got older, I got out of this because I considered myself too old for this. And then once I had money and I started looking at them again, I started finding that people had started making like really nice versions of what I liked when I was a kid. And I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. So I started collecting again. That's kind of what, kind of got me back into it. And it was and I wish I could find it. I still have it. And I have the Megatron too, the very first two Masterpiece figures. And those things are great. They're like huge. They're like almost all die cast. They're just amazing.
Yeah, I had the original Megatron. I really, man.
He was a tragic figure.
The original
really.
Megatron was just garbage.
Yeah, he was a tragic figure, mostly because of the way he transformed. Had that like one, like the trigger part didn't collapse down any, so it just looked like this one. Well, I'm not going to say it, but you guys know what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, it was so difficult to transform him. It really was. And nowadays,
he's always been tricky to transform, dude.
And nowadays, you can't really use him because you couldn't recreate him. And I kind of, as much as I hated what Michael Bay did to the Transformers, I kind of understood why they turned Megatron into a jet, because really, if he transforms into a gun, he's just going to lay on the ground.
Well,
and that's it.
There's been a couple forms for him. He's been a tank. He's been a jet. They've had him be a helicopter. He's had a couple of different forms, and I kind of like it when they change it up like that. It's kind of cool.
I don't like it when they change
were
the
awesome.
name.
I had a ton of Pretenders. I loved Pretenders, Headmasters, Power Masters. I loved all that.
I had Rodimus Prime. I had that one.
Rodimus was pretty good. I liked Rodimus.
And Ultra Magnus. I had Ultra Magnus. That was a hard one to find.
Magnus, for some reason.
I had
Power Master Prime, which I adored. That figure. I got a chibi version of him behind me, and I've got like another version downstairs. But I loved Power Master Prime. We should probably get off of Transformers and go around, because I know people have mentioned Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Rob, I know you had a ton of those. You were a Mutant Ninja Turtle junkie like me, because I had a bunch of those too.
Yeah, so I think the Ninja Turtles, I had a bunch of He-Man, I had a bunch of Transformers, but I was also very young at the time, so these were things that just kind of were given to me. And I honestly, we had 3, maybe 3.5 channels when I was a kid. I never even watched He-Man, so I only knew him just because people were giving me the toys for Christmas and my birthday and stuff. So I never really appreciated that. Transformers were cool, but I've always, outside of Optimus Prime, I didn't really love any of the figures. So Ninja Turtles was the first toy series that I just like fell headlong, I guess, in love with. It was also, by the time I actually started getting these toys, I think I was in 5th grade. So I was starting to get to a point where I was way too old for toys, by kid standards. I mean, I'm obviously too old for toys now. I have more toys than I ever did as a kid. So,
yeah, you and me both.
But I followed the Ninja Turtles and I got them all religiously, up until I think up until the point where even as maybe a 12 or 13-year-old, I realized they had jumped the shark when they started coming out with the same Ninja Turtles in costumes and stuff. I was like, okay, I'm done. So they had.
I have to pause for a gym moment. Jim!
What's
Oh,
up,
it's so good to
Jim?
see you.
You said you were going to do that. What's up, Jim?
How's it going, Jim?
Norm! No.
Oh God, I kind of wish because up here in the chat, I really wish CM Retro was here. We're gonna have to revisit this with CM Retro because somebody mentioned Micro Machines, and I don't want to cover Micro Machines tonight because I want to do this again, and I want CM Retro here. Nick. But I won't see him retro here because he is a Micro Machines collecting fiend. That man, you want anything Micro Machines, you need to go to like CM Retro's channel. Matter of fact, I'm gonna
his toy not so much his main channel, but he has the secondary channel for toy.
Yes,
toy
I'm trying to remember the name of it because I'm drawing a blank right now. But I know of. Was it Toy Freaks?
Toy Freaks.
Yeah, let me find the link here. I'm gonna put that in there because if you guys like Micro Machines and you're still into Micro Machines, you're curious about it. That is the channel to go to that I know of. He's
the premier source for Micro Machines.
Yeah, absolutely. I may just have to search for it because one thing I hate about being subscribed to so many channels is it's hard to find a channel when I want to find it. When I don't want to find it, I find it.
That's not always the way.
It's maddening. It's absolutely maddening. That is not his channel.
Oh, come on.
Dang it.
I think
I'll have to find it. If you can find it, let me know and I'll post it in there. Okay. But I definitely want to get that out there because that's an awesome channel he runs. There it is, the Toy Freaks. That's it. Found it.
Okay.
Here we go. That is CM Retro's toy channel, and
you don't find many people that Micro Machines are their main toy. Usually, it's like GI Joe or Transformers and Ninja Turtles, or He-Man, or Masters of the Universe. Sorry, he's the only one I know of whose main toy are the Micro Machines, which is cool because I think my mom said she's hung on to all my toys and I've been trying to get them back, but she's been giving them away to like church yard sales and stuff. And I think she said that the only box of toys that I had left now was my box of Micro Machines, and I was like, keep them.
I remember the Micro Machines being a little bit more metal when they first came out.
Yeah, they're all plastic.
Metal. They're plastic now, I think.
They were plastic then, but they are just a fraction of the quality of the cars back then. They are pretty crappy right now.
I had a bunch of the play sets and a bunch of Micro Machines because they were an easy toy to get your parents to buy when you went into the store when you were a kid, because you get like 5 or 6 of them. They were only be like $6, maybe $7, and then the play sets for them really weren't much more expensive than that. They give you all sorts of tracks and a city and everything folded out. It was like Polly Pocket for guys, kind of. Actually, I think it came out before stuff like Polly Pocket and all that came out.
Yeah, Polly Pocket might actually have been a reaction to Micro Machines, and then they did Mighty Max.
A little after.
Yeah, I had a ton of those interlocking little city play sets.
Yeah, that's right. Some of those connected and they folded up into little bitty cases.
Little clamshell thing. They all snap together. You usually have like kind of cities like at the car wash or the fish and chips restaurant. And I think they all usually came with a car, I think. I think I had probably a dozen of them.
So who has the premier Cybots YouTube channel?
Good question. We need to find out who.
He's awesome.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna do a YouTube.
I wonder if Cybots had like a full online, or if that was like a one-off thing, like a legit just one-off.
Dude, Robot
hit
Chicken.
somebody's
Robot
face. You
Chicken.
can meet at least 15 people that are like, finally, a Cybots channel.
Dude, Robot Chicken did a thing on him 7 years. Oh my God! Hold on. Oh,
you found it, huh?
I found.
Let's raid their.
That's right. Mighty Max was the guy equivalent of Polly Pocket that was based off like Micro Machines, because it was the same idea of having things fold up into a little carrying case and take it with you. They were like car friendly. Backseat car friendly.
Somebody posted the commercial.
Oh, okay. We're going here. Hang on.
Oh wait, never mind. That's hold on. That's got some.
Is that not it? This looks like muscle. It says Zybots, but this looks like muscle. We're gonna play this anyway because it's awesome.
It goes to muscle, dude. I'm telling you, there's a bunch of Zybot stuff on here on YouTube. Apparently, there were a lot of sad children in my day.
Wait a minute. Here we go. Zybots.
Narrator for us, Nick.
I'm not sure I can show this because
I actually
this is a commercial.
I have that thing up on top, the bulldozer or whatever it is. I have it. That's crazy.
I'm gonna pause this right here because I don't really have permission to restream this guy's content. If it was just a commercial, that's fine.
I thought it was. It literally said Zybot's commercial. So hold on, I'm looking. If Rob pulls out a Zybot, I am gonna flip out.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. If he pulls out a freaking Zybot, I swear to God. We could show the robot chicken video from Adult Swim. It's called Zybot. Yes, it's called Zybots Have Heart. If you've got a Zybot, dude, you have a Zybot.
I do. Like that's
it. He has a Zybot. Hang on.
Thing is
hang on. Here we go.
That's the transformation right there.
Yes,
kind of folds in half.
That's it.
There and now it's
basically. Oh wow!
What
it's
is
a
it?
knockoff GoBot.
Not the saddest.
It's a knockoff GoBot. I didn't think. How? Why?
This entire time I thought it was a GoBot because some of the GoBots were.
No.
This is a GoBot right here, right? That's
yes, that is.
Yeah, I had that one.
That's a GoBot.
So, I mean, this is very basic. So I just that's the transformation right there. It folds in half. So I figured that. So I figured this was a GoBot.
It's a
right.
Zybot.
Now I know.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's hysterical.
What were the other ones they had? Because also had this garbage truck.
Just like, of course, MrMatthews has a Zybot.
I just was getting these lots of toys off eBay. I have no idea what these things are. I loved Monster in My Pocket too. That was mine. The last toy I was into.
I was not the saddest kid. There was at least one other kid equally as sad.
This is outstanding. This warms my heart.
That's fantastic. I'm
It's
so
really
happy with this
good.
stream right now. I can't even. I have no words.
Now this might be my favorite episode.
I have no words. It's amazing.
I do believe I think this is I'm trying to find the lens here. I think that's an actual GoBot, I think, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. I had that one. That's a good
know
one.
what that reminds me of?
That was actually one of my favorite GoBots because he actually looked really like a robot. Well, I mean, the transformation looked a lot more transformery.
What is he? Because you know what that reminds me of with those arms? A Xylon ship from Battlestar Galactica.
He reminds me of Cosmos from Transformers, who had similar arms when he was transformed. Yeah, he transforms into a UFO, I think. Yeah, I think that's right.
I think
because Cosmos did the same thing. You transformed into a UFO.
Yep, dude, it looked like
it.
Yes, it looked like a Xylon ship from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that ship design a little bit better than I do Cosmos.
So I had two Xylon ships and one of the Terran ships from Battlestar Galactica. I love those, man. They had like the Xylon ship. You pulled the wings out, and the lasers, the missile lasers were inside there, and they shot. Yeah, the Cylon Raider. Yep, I had two Cylon Raiders.
Cylon Raider. Oh, the 70s Cylon figures were cool.
Oh man, the original Battlestar Galactica stuff was so good.
So to give you guys kind of a look of what I'm talking about with Cosmos, that was sort of the equivalent. This is like a masterpiece, a little version of him, but this is Cosmos, right? And you guys probably remember him from the cartoon because he looks a little like chunky, but he was a really tiny figure. He was actually a micro figure.
Yeah, I remember the actual toy was maybe like $half size.
Yeah, but you could fit like every single one of the Autobots inside him when he transformed on the show, which made like no sense.
Trying to see if I have anything else cool.
Welcome back, Rebel.
Dude, Rebel, you missed it. Rebel, Rob's got a Zybot.
Yeah,
I got a Zybot,
man.
I'm now the premier Zybot channel.
I guess you're now the Zybot channel.
I am
you
no
now
longer
have to make this.
I am no longer the saddest child in the world. Dude, this has just made my day.
Real quick, bro, I want to. This is a toy line that I just kind of found as I was collecting these toys off of eBay. I think they're called Visionaries, but they're
Visionaries. I don't. Oh,
they're
those look familiar.
They do look a little
That looks familiar. Yeah, they're all telling you better capitalize on the Zybot craze while it's here.
all right. So
they're telling you gotta capitalize on the Zybot craze while the getting's good, man.
Visionaries. Okay, so Visionaries, they were
very similar to the G.I. Joes. This is, I think, Roadblock.
Yeah.
I think.
So that's not Roadblock. Like, that's
just a little
Alpine,
bit bigger, but the exact same construction and articulation. Yep, and the big gimmick was a
thing
hologram.
Yeah, it's like a hologram in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were made by Hasbro.
This is my favorite character, by the way, because this face is Robert Englund. Like they clearly. Let's see. So that is.
Yeah, they absolutely did.
That's Freddy Krueger.
Absolutely did.
That's funny with a mustache.
Well, that's how he looked in like some of his other movies where he wasn't Freddy Krueger. He usually had like the goatee and the mustache.
Yeah.
But I mean, these are really, really cool. And I wish I had actually had the whole set, but they had like vehicles and little banners and stuff. But I was glad to see these and kind of discover them when I was getting stuff off eBay.
That is awesome.
Just want to bring it up. I admit he's really the main reason I wanted to bring it up because that face.
We're finding out all sorts of toys I didn't know about. Somebody mentioned Centurions earlier, and I never had any of the Centurions. I always kind of wanted one because they had all those cool attachments, and you had like the land, sea, and air different suits. I thought those were always really cool.
And here's another set. So this was also
Matthews has got like
articulated a lot like G.I. Joe, but this is I forgot what they were called, but this is basically based on a cartoon that was like a sequel to The $1 Million Man. So it's like The $1 Million Man, then he got married to a $1 million wife, and they had $1 million daughter, and no comments, please, but he did have $1 million son. So these two characters made him, I guess, when they fornicated. I don't ask me to, but the gimmick is I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying blonde hair, guy with glasses. But the gimmick is the torso and the legs are die cast. Bionic 6, thank you.
Yeah, we got Zombie here. Zombie's got all this.
This is like the weight of maybe 6 G.I. Joes.
Wow.
And they're really, really cool. But because they're die cast, that means their paint chips really easily.
Yes.
But their bad guy, I think I don't know if he's actually the main bad guy, but he
looks like the Joker.
Yeah, a little
bit. They were
adopted?
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes far more sense.
But I think I have all the figures except for the main. There was like he was a big fat guy, is who the actual main villain was. I think he's the only one that I'm missing.
He's a henchman. Dr. Scarab was the main villain.
Yes, that's right. I'm done. You can go back to the main. Yeah.
Jim says that back
Other camera. Camera 2. Thank you.
Camera 1, camera 2.
Camera 1, camera 2.
Camera 2.
Camera 2. I require further information. You said they fornicated.
Oh, we got a great chat tonight. It's a small chat, but it's an awesome chat. I'm having so much fun right now. So the other ones, I was into like the main lines, right? I had Micro Machines, I had some of the Rock Lords, I had a bunch of Transformers, and I also had a bunch of G.I. Joes, one of which I'm kind of thinking I would like doing some filming on now. I'll probably have something coming out on this one. But this is a new line of these that they started doing. And these are called the Classify series. So they're like 6-inch versions of cameras freaking out of these figures. And this one is actually really hard to get. I managed to find her on Hasbro's website because she comes with a vehicle. And she disappeared almost immediately because, it's the Baroness and they did her in a 6-inch format. So, of course, she, disappeared in 2 seconds. And immediately went up for $300 on eBay, which I was not going to pay. Ever. So that was not what I was into. Now, Matthews had Alpine up at one point. That's the sub 4-inch line, the 3.75-inch line.
No, I have.
And you've got a bunch.
Baroness. Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
You've got the original Baroness, right?
So here's the original Baroness.
Yeah. I had that figure.
Really neat looking figure.
Yeah, she was always a good looking figure. Scarlet looked good in that line too. So did Snake Eyes. Shipwreck.
Of course, everyone's got to have. I don't have Polly, unfortunately.
Polly was easy to lose. So
Sure
I
was.
understand that.
I don't. The only one. Oh, here's Roblox. So who was I holding earlier?
Alpine.
It was Alpine? Okay.
Yeah.
And then I have the Falcon guy. I don't want to go through every single one I have. So
I can't remember who that is. I don't think that's.
But he had wings.
Spirit was.
He had wings, and I think he also had a Falcon companion figure.
I know Spirit had a Falcon companion, but I don't think that was it. I don't remember I don't remember Johnny Quest figures in the 90s. I remember Johnny Quest, but I don't remember Johnny Quest from the 90s.
I remember Johnny. I don't remember Johnny Quest from the 90s either, but
I do not remember Battle Snails.
I remember those.
I expected you to pull one out. I was just waiting.
I guess you found one of the few toys that I don't actually have an example of.
Snailians. Apparently that's it. Apparently Baroness reminds Rebel of the dominatrix Nazi enemies from Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I've not gotten through Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I tried buying it on Steam and getting it to run. It fell apart. I'm like, it would not run, so I had to return it. I'm like, I'm gonna have to buy this on the 360 or something one day to play it, or boot it up on the Xbox. Mike, you're very quiet here, man.
We're starting to go into, which is okay. You guys start getting into topics that I like to listen to and learn. For presents. I once we got into the 90s, I was kind of out. I was getting older. I was, starting to get into video games rather than action figures. I mean, once I got past, the G1 Transformers and GoBots and Mask and G.I. Joe and all that stuff. Now, what I will say this, because I guess I considered this kind of toyish when I was a kid. My dad, we collected train stuff too.
Yeah.
So I was one of the few that got the Lionel train set. So everybody else was doing the HO
those
train.
Are cool train sets, man. I know people that are adults that still collect those.
I wish I still had that stuff. We had a little bit of it.
Oh yeah, you can train sets, dude.
You can. They're expensive.
That's a huge hobby for people.
They're expensive as crap. But this was before O-Gauge and all this stuff. There was basically Lionel and a HO. And we used to build tracks all along the house. Yeah. It was really great stuff. I had that, and then we had Hot Wheels track. So I had Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars, and I collected more Matchbox than Hot Wheels. But then I had all the tracks. So it was just, you bought basically, 10 straight, a couple curves, things like that. And I would like build tracks that went across my bed, down, and out the door, make the turn, go down the steps, all that stuff. The Matchbox cars back then, man, were so good. They're good now, but I find the vintage Matchbox stuff can be so nice. I wish I held
speaking
on
of
to it.
Matchbox and Hot Wheels, have you messed with the Hot Wheels Unleashed game
No.
that came out? I kind of want to pick it up because you can design your own tracks. And I never had a whole lot of Hot Wheels or Matchbox because the tracks took a lot of space, and my parents weren't real big on anything that took up that much space because, I'm a kid. I'm not going to clean it up. And so I didn't have a lot of the tracks. Now, I had a couple of the cars. I remember having, I don't know if it was Matchbox or Hot Wheels, but I had one that was like a shark. And I was into, the crazier ones, not like the ones that are, actually cars.
Or the one that was like a dragon holding the wheels.
Yeah, stuff like that. I love
too.
stuff like that. The crazier, the better. Yeah, Raiden's saying the new game's great. I've been thinking about picking it up because there's tons of crazy cars in there. Apparently, they've got the Turtles van in there, and
I got to check
Mystery
that
Machine.
out. I have the
bunch of stuff.
I have the Hot Wheels expansion for Forza Horizon 3 too, and that's really cool.
Yeah, my understanding is this is almost is pretty much as good as that. It's just standalone.
Yeah,
it doesn't use the Forza engine, so it plays a little bit more arcadey.
Sure. Well, Forza Horizon was arcadey, so
yeah, I think this is a little bit more closer to kart racing, though. Is my point.
I
you know
definitely. Yeah. I just wait for it to come to the Game Pass.
Yeah, I'm thinking about picking it up on Steam or something like that. Oh, it's gonna let you build things in the Batcave. That'll be dope.
That would be
awesome.
Cool. That would be cool.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely thinking about investing in the game because every time I see it played, I'm like, that looks like fun. And if we could get enough people playing it, it could be a lot of fun because I'm pretty sure you can do multiplayer in it. So you could just spend a week or two building tracks and then have people play these crazy tracks that people built. If you fling everybody off into an abyss, well, then that's fun too. But yeah, no, I had some of the Hot Wheels and some of the Matchbox cars. I didn't get really heavily into those. Wheeled Warriors. Now remember Wheeled Warriors. Does anybody else know Wheeled Warriors? I'm drawing a blank on Wheeled Warriors. That sounds amazing.
I don't remember that at all.
I need to find Wheeled Warriors. That sounds fantastic. I'm trying to think of other things that we want to cover. We covered the main toy lines that I had as a kid and a lot of the odd ones. The only one I can think of is Mad Scientist. And I don't know how many of you guys had this.
I had the Mad Scientist alien dissection one. Where you're supposed to, and I vividly remember the instructions actually told you how to take it apart and then assemble it, putting the slime within all the pieces so you can dissect it again.
Yes.
And that's.
I'm trying to find the alien himself. Yeah. I had this where you could put the putty on it and watch it dissolve, and you'd see the bones. The only problem with this is I could never get refills of this stuff, so I was a little nervous. Yeah, this is Pixel Dan's thing of it, but yeah, they must have re-released these a while back for Pixel Dan to be covering them because I doubt he was doing the originals.
Well, I don't know. He likes anything that has to do with slime, so that's probably mainly why he went after that. I don't know if they re-released that or not. I
don't know. I'd be curious to know. I don't think I'd want it again. Just because I don't know how I'd keep anything clean in my house with it. You'd get all over my cat.
There wasn't a lot to it. It was basically the toy was. It was basically like a puzzle piece, putting all of his guts back together. He didn't. That was his only play feature. So it wasn't really something you got a whole lot of use out of. So I guess as much as I liked it, I think that might actually be my worst toy. To answer someone's question from a long time ago.
Yeah, there was something. The reason I was half nervous about calling it a worst toys because I had a lot of fun with it. Oh, here's a Dr. Dreadful. Found it. Here we go. I never had this for sure.
The ice cream machine. Oh man. So okay. So if we're going into stuff like that, like Rebel Railroad said, I never had anybody really wanted that ice cream machine. Did either of you have a Snoopy snow cone machine?
No.
Exo Force was great.
My wife did though.
Did she?
Yeah, and I keep seeing them at Goodwill because I think that's another thing of they just keep on re-releasing.
Yeah, the Snoopy snow cone machine was a classic, as was the Easy Bake Oven.
Mm-hmm.
The thing actually,
the thing gotten released again and again over time.
Yeah,
under different IPs.
The thing freaking worked. That's the killer thing. Both of those things worked.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could actually make stuff in that little Easy Bake Oven. There you go, Zombie. He still has his. I wish I did.
Zombie's the man on this topic, man. I wish
man.
we had a bigger crowd for this topic because it's been a really fun topic.
Dude, if you've got a YouTube channel where you cover this stuff, Zombie, I'm in. I gotta find you.
I think I'm actually already subbed to Zombie. I'm pretty
Hold
sure.
on.
I can find
Oh,
him.
I found him.
Did you find him? Okay.
Yep, I got him. Let's see. Oh, pick up videos.
I'm gonna put Zombie's channel in there.
Oh, I'm digging this. Okay. All right, subbed. Sub Zombie. I got you, Zombie. Subbed.
Zombie's great, man.
Dude, I'm glad I saw you and glad you're here in the chat, man. Oh, dude, Maximum Carnage for the SNES. Streets of Rage, thank you.
Oh, Zombie does tons of stuff. You know what? I'm just gonna mod so Zombie can like promote
live
himself.
stream Metroid.
Zombie, go ahead and post your link for me, man. That way, if anybody in here isn't linked to you, they can.
I don't know if
Hey HDK, how you doing, man? Good to see
hey,
you.
brother Peter. If he may not be able to do links. If not, here it is. I got it.
I made him a moderator, so he could.
Oh, there you go. Okay, because otherwise I can do it.
You can post it in there either way. But I went ahead and made him like a moderator so he could post his link.
Hang on, Zombie. I got you covered. So I could say and I can prove to you that I actually subbed to you.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna follow and double check that I'm subbed to Zombie. I'm 99% sure I am, but I'm having trouble finding him tonight.
He said if you want to see his toy collection, check out his room tour.
I am. I'm subbed. Okay, there we go. So I was already subbed. I thought I was, but I'm like, wait a minute. I can't
here we go.
right now.
Game room tour live stream. 2 weeks. Is it the one from 2 weeks ago, Zombie? If it is, it's this. It's this video.
Yeah,
I remember watching that one.
Zombie's a really good dude. He's in chat a lot of times. He's really knowledgeable. If you guys want to find stuff, or just have another good channel to go to, Zombie's a great channel.
All right, I got it. Nice. Very nice.
All right, so we're closing in on almost an hour and a half here. I don't know if you guys have much more that you want to cover. We covered the main ones, and a couple of these I want to save to see if we do this again. Maybe we'll organize it a little bit more. Oh, there's Mockingjay. How's it going, man? Good to see you. We got all sorts of people popping in here like late tonight.
Yeah.
I was thinking about winding it down. We got people popping in now.
I do want to say, just because it's not worth talking about next time, but my worst toy line that I have now are the Dick Tracy figures. Like these are, and
oh my god,
that
absolutely
looks
hideous.
like a play school
They
toy
are
or something.
Yeah,
I think they might actually be. But I mean, it's
is that a hole? Is that a hole in his? Has he actually got a gunshot hole?
Let's see, what is it?
It kind of looks like it.
No, those are his handcuffs. So this is Dick Tracy's.
Oh
who's
my
got his back.
god, that looked like a bullet hole.
That is
looked like a
horrible.
Terminator 2 bullet
But they are
hole.
just the most unattractive.
Oh my god, he is short and ugly.
Yeah,
they're not doing Warren Beatty any favors there. So
figure,
no,
man. I mean, it's a little bit bigger than Play School, but
has he got the watch on at least?
Stop teasing her up. Show us the Unicron.
Oh yeah, come on,
the Unicron back there.
So here's like a Ninja Turtle in comparison. Yeah, they're about. I guess.
Jesus, what the
5
hell?
inches. Jeez, there you go.
What kind of crazy Ninja Turtle is that?
This Slash, man.
I Slash.
Dude.
This is a great figure.
Apparently, I am just not up on my turtles. T1000.
I said it earlier. Started laughing at it. So yeah, he's got the Unicron. I had that Unicron actually, the one that you've got back there.
This is an original. So
moved out here, which made me very sad.
So he can't pick it up because it.
No, I can.
No, I'm just teasing.
Okay.
No, but please bring it forward.
Oh
my
not
goodness!
Complete at all. I don't even know when this came out. Nick, you probably help me out with that.
I want to say it was like early 2000. They did.
Because obviously I don't think they even had a Unicron toy at the time.
They did not when the movie originally came out. It was much later when it came out. There's a really nice. There's a couple of really nice ones. One by Hasbro that was like $600 that I didn't back. That was like 2 feet tall.
Oh,
yeah.
Hang on. Okay. What I love is that all of his fingers are articulated.
Yes.
And he's got batteries in here somewhere because he does light up, and I just don't know where the batteries
his hands
are.
Light up and his eyes light up.
And he still works.
Batteries for his head.
And he also had a satellite companion figure that I don't have.
Yeah. It was like a little weapon thing that you could attach to the center when he was transformed. Like I had that figure, like I said, but like the shoulder pieces and all that got broken. And
I think it came with like
could not figure out how to
all
get it back together.
the wing.
Yeah, that is
the.
I believe that's the Armada version, but it's the traditional coloring, not the black and green version that they did for Armada, because they had 2 different colorations for it.
Yeah, it's huge, and I have attempted to transform it, and I don't have instructions or anything, so I'll just click this until it starts to look like a sphere, and it definitely looks better as the robot. So not worth transforming, I don't think. But that's it. So you can get me off full screen.
Wow.
All right, I'll just keep on trotting out more stuff. Nick, go ahead and just go back to the trio. I'm done.
And that's of course Castle Grayskull next to him, right?
Yeah. So I actually at a comic book store. I was walking through the store, and I don't really collect comics, but that's cool.
This is why it took a while. So this is a third-party Metroplex.
Wow.
Getting in frame. I haven't even transformed this guy because he's so complicated. But he's got the same kind of articulation in the fingers, like you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But the head swivel and all the cannons and stuff like that. And I really do think I could take some of like the smaller Transformers and actually have them.
I don't, Jim, especially when I got nothing to say.
You know what I really liked about the original, the G1s, was as much as I liked the Transformers themselves, I liked the back of the box. And remember you got that little red film viewer, and it had, and you put it on the little hidden message on the back, and it gave you some hidden hint about the Transformer.
I remember that. I
love that stuff.
Transformers just had really great packing, like the grid that was kind of fading in from
and
like
you had the
red to
little
blue.
red strip, so you could read.
That's what I was just saying. Mm-hmm. Yep, I was just saying that.
It had that useless. I think it was like it showed their intelligence and their strength and stuff. It was like kind of useless information. Just like
it was, but it was fun. See, Zombie saw that. I saw that the first week I ever met Rob. I saw first thing I said, Rob, was, "Hey, it's a speaking."
Is that a speaking mouth? I was like, no. Well, did you see all the other good stuff I have though? Oh, look at the mouth. He was excited about the speaking mouth.
I was. Yeah, if you guys think this Metroplex is huge, I have an Omega Supreme downstairs. That's probably a few inches bigger.
Wow.
So are you going to get the?
It was sold in 2 pieces. So it came in 2 boxes to assemble it. And he's literally like, probably at least this tall. At least.
Are you going to get the re-release of the Unicron that's like this big?
I missed that one when it came out on the HasLab because it already came and went. And I didn't want to spend like the $500 or $600 at the time on it. There's a couple of third-party ones. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, I'll just finish my story real quick. So I was walking through this comic book store, and I mainly like his store because he has a lot of toys also, but that's not really what he focuses on. So he just has just random stuff just kind of stuffed on that it's available to buy, but he's not going to put it on the shelf because he doesn't care about it. So I happened to notice that Castle of Grayskull sticking out of this this tote. I asked to look at it, and it ended up being like this someone's entire He-Man collection. So it came with I couldn't actually fit everything on the shelf, but it had Castle Grayskull and what was Skeletor's Snake Mountain. And also,
Snake Mountain always looked really cool.
And also, Hordok's playset, whatever that was called.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And then a bunch of figures, including Mosquito, which I was super excited to get.
I think this one is now no longer in. You can't get anymore, but I debated on getting this one at one point. I heard he was really fiddly and hard to transform and easily breakable, though, which is kind of what made me not pull the trigger.
Yeah.
But that make him supreme downstairs. Geezer Cast 2021. He doesn't believe in the phrase size doesn't matter. But yeah, the HasLab did a really good job on that one. I'll see if I can find the HasLab one. This one was like freaking insane when it came out. Yeah, here's a good. I think it's yeah. No, I don't want to go to a video. No, I don't want to go to a video. I just want to look at the picture. But yeah, this thing was ridiculous. And I was very, very tempted by it. I'm not going to lie. But it was crazy expensive. And when I was talking to Nicole, I'm like, I already have a couple figures this size. And I don't know where to put them. So where am I going to put this thing? Because, I mean, to give you a better idea here, that's a guy next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost the size of his upper torso. Which is just bonkers.
Zombie was Fright Zone. Was that what Hordak's playset was called? Because I know what the slime pit is, and I had that one too.
I don't think I had those. I don't remember those. And yeah, space is a huge killer when it comes to big toys. They're great. I love them, and I can afford them now, but I don't have a house big enough to keep a lot of these together. And they're really hard to transform. That's the other thing. And I kind of learned that lesson when I was younger, too, because I had the Fortress Maximus when I was a kid. My parents got me that for Christmas one year. That was like my big present, right? I think that was like I think I got like maybe 2 presents that year, and that was one of them. And that thing, I pinched my fingers so many times transforming that thing because it was so stiff. Yes. Actually, I kind of liked that one, but you're right. He was a weird Unicron figure for the Prime line, and he turned into a ship. Let's see. No, this one's even stranger than that. This one didn't transform. There's been a few Unicrons. But this is the one that you're talking about, Zombie. Like this one right here. And I apologize for not having better pictures. And I know we were going to go down this tangent. I would have been better prepared. But here's another one that they did where he would transform. Now that's a Galvatron. But yeah, this is the one from Prime. And I don't even think this guy transforms. Like, at all. Castle Grayskull's really? Snake Mountain had a microphone? I don't remember having a microphone. I don't remember that.
I got it.
Of course you have it.
Yeah, so I think this is so this is the microphone.
I didn't realize it was a microphone as a kid.
This is very incomplete. So but I imagine batteries went in that little compartment right there.
Yeah.
And I think the mouth even moved as you talked.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Wow.
But
I don't
again,
remember that at all.
Very, very cheap plastic. So
I don't remember that from talking when I was a kid. Like I never had the playsets. I never cast Grayskull or Skullman. I think I had a Panthro, the Panther thing, and Zombie saying he thought it took a 9-volt battery. And I had Battle Cat, and I had a bunch of the figures, and I had a couple of the vehicles, but I never got a ton of the He-Man. Now another one that was like that
He-Man or Thundercats, because you're describing Thundercats.
Well, He-Man had a bunch of vehicles. Thundercats only had like 1 or 2 vehicles. They had the Thunder Tank. That was the main vehicle that I recall. I don't remember very many.
Yeah, I think when you said Battle Cat, I pictured Thunder Tank.
No, Battle Cat, as in He-Man's cat, Battle Cat. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Thundercats and Silverhawks. The chrome on the Silverhawks figures were amazing. I had a bunch of those. There's a funny microphone Stingbound joke and then CGI no flag. I didn't catch that, Raiden, and I watched through that. And I did not. Oh, that's right. Right before he came out, he was talking through it. So, yeah, I totally did not catch that. Yeah, Panther. That's what I mean. Panther. Yeah, and Panther, the old Panther, was kind of disappointing because as they got older, couldn't find one that was in really good shape because they had that fuzz that was on there.
Flocking.
And it looked like it was molting. By that time, I think he had the mange or something like that by the time he aged a bit, man. It was just sad. All right. I think we should probably start wrapping it up here. I kind of want to do another one of these. I kind of want to organize it a little bit better. We were kind of just doing a round table on this and just kind of going by the seat of our pants. It was actually the plan tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't like a lack of preparation.
The plan was there going to be no plan.
Yeah, the plan was just round table. Somebody mentions a toy, the audience gets involved, and we talk about it, and we look it up, and we just kind of talk about things that we'd had or things we'd wish we'd had when we were a kid. So this one kind of went with the plan. Yeah.
And then Rob did
exactly what we did.
Right, and then Rob pulls his iBot out of his ass.
Honestly, if it wasn't for tonight's episode, I wouldn't have known that was a Zybot. I just assumed this entire time it was a GoBot.
Absolutely, you would not have known it was a Zybot. See, we've
done
a public
Even
service.
I learned something.
We have done a public service. Now Zombie wishes he had a complete Zybot set.
Now I wish I'd kept mine.
I want to hear more about the depressing toys Mike got when he was growing up. Tell us more of your sad Hanukkah gifts.
Like, did you have like the Leonard knockoff GI? What was it?
No, I did not.
Is that what they were called?
No, I did not get the knockoff GI Joe. I'm just trying to think what other like knockoff stuff I did.
I had a few knockoff toys, but I can't remember the names of them. The ones I always really enjoyed that were never really good figures were the Marvel figures back in the day, which made me sad when I grew up. And now they have all these amazing Marvel figures and like the retro packaging and stuff, which I avoided starting to buy, and I kind of regret because I knew I would buy like all of them in duplicate because I'd keep one in the box and then I'd play with another one.
Do you like the Secret Wars
figures? I can't
figures?
buy this line.
You know what else I had?
How many more classic toys does Rob have that are incorrectly categorized?
I think for the most part, they're all. I think I managed to identify most of them, but who knows? Probably plenty.
I don't know. You had the Dino Riders thing too. You had one of those.
I did. I actually have one of the bad guys here, and actually, that's my most recent acquisition.
You were showing me that. Because you found one of the dinosaurs, and I couldn't even figure out what it was at first.
So this is, I bought this from a store that sells video games and movies and toys and stuff, and they didn't know what this was. So I recognized how
to be
shitty
fair,
it
I
looks.
didn't know what that was when you initially showed it to me.
I was like, this looks a little too weird to be just a regular old generic, and then you see like, oh, it's Tycho. Okay, so it's this is the Dino Ninkas from Dino Riders. He had like just imagine he had like all the armor and like the figure actually would have a seat to sit on that. And it's like a couple bucks. And he actually also had
influencers.
And he actually does have like it doesn't work right now, but I have a feeling that if you press the button, he probably runs or does like the seesaw motion with his legs.
Yeah.
Kind of seems like something it would do. But I've had this snake figure for a long time. This is one of the bad guys.
That's a cool looking figure though. I like it.
So the bad guys had either snake heads or I have another one that's like an ant head. And there was one other species, I think, that the villains of the show had. And I've just been looking everywhere because I go to Goodwill's all the time. And it's only a matter of time before I actually start finding the Dino Riders dinosaurs. Lo and behold, finally found one. I'd like to actually find some of the bigger ones because that was a toy line that I desperately wanted when I was a kid because dinosaurs, of course I wanted them. This is pre-Jurassic Park
toy lines I want back from when I was a kid, and oddly they're not going to be the ones that you guys think. One is Silverhawks, because those things, when they're in good condition and have all the chrome on them, are amazing looking. And the other one was the real Ghostbusters figures, because the detail on those figures were amazing. Matter of fact, I wouldn't let a lot of people play with those because they were painted so nicely and looked so cool that I wanted to keep them in good shape.
Next time, because I actually do have some real Ghostbusters figures. They're in terrible shape, but the
original ones were really good. They've been reproducing those to an extent, but
I like the reproductions. They're not reproduction. I like the re-release where they actually look like it looks like Ernie Hudson. It looks like Bill Murray, and not like the cartoon versions of the characters. And they're also in movie accurate suits, but they're still built like the original. Real Ghostbusters.
And Centurions. We talked about Centurions. I never had any of those, but those were cool.
Did either of you have
was Quicksilver for Halloween, dude? That had to be hard to do.
Either of you guys have? So now I'm going to go obscure stuff it wasn't obscure, but I don't know that not many people I knew had it because it was somewhat expensive. Either of you guys have a big track?
I do not think I had a big track.
Sounds familiar. What is it?
So the big track was like a tank thing that it was you could program it and it would go on its own. So you would like put in on the back of on the top of the tank in the back was a keypad with numbers and directions. So you could punch in, forward 2, right.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you hit go, see zombie nose, and it would just take off on its own and it would follow whatever the commands are that you put in.
Who made that? That seems like something.
I'm looking it up now.
To see if I can see it on the box now. I don't see it.
I'm looking it up as we speak. Big track was Milton Bradley.
Oh.
It was awesome. Hold on.
See, let me get this thing looks cool. I'm not gonna lie,
yeah.
This looks cool.
That does look cool. What a really cool idea too.
I loved it. I loved my big track.
So you don't see that level of thought in toys anymore.
I really don't.
I had a big track, I had a 2XL, and I had Casey, the cassette tape. So 2XL was a little robot. It was a 70s toy, but I had it up until my 80s, where you took 8-track tapes of specific things and you put it in the 2XL, and it was like an educational thing. So you could have like a math thing, and it would ask you a question, and you'd have to pick your 1, 2, 3, 4 track, and it had the right answer on the right track, and then it would go on. It was really neat. And then Casey was kind of the evolution of that took cassette tapes, and it had like a LCD face. These were the things. I mean, these are the things eventually that I got into after so long.
Now this is a cool toy, dude. I kind of wish I'd had one of these when I was a kid. It's really neat. I like it.
Hey, Pete. Yeah, the big track was awesome. It really was.
Speaking of when we were going on turtles, I didn't show this, but I found we went to like a vintage toy store one day. Me and a couple buddies went during lunch, took a long lunch break, and found I had this and Rocksteady. I don't have Rocksteady out, but I figured you would appreciate that, Matthews.
Yep. Is that the,
like the OG
squishy head one or the hard one?
Yeah. It's not quite squishy, but it's definitely not the same texture as the rest of the body. It's even got a slightly different color. And that could just be because it's aged a little bit differently. It could just be because it's different plastic. Tiger, leader of the May.
Yeah, they did. It was not the same, in my opinion, because the way the 2XL worked, and I'm trying to let me see if I can find the original, a picture of the original. So you're gonna laugh at how absolutely stupid this thing actually looked, but it was just so cool.
Oh, there it is. What's up over here? Oh, this is that tape robot you're talking about. Okay.
This was right.
Yeah.
So it had 4 buttons, and see, 8-track tapes had 4 tracks on them. And what the 2XL did was it utilized that to give you like question, yes or true, more info, no false, and that little gray slot underneath the buttons is where you put the 8-track in.
Okay.
I love this thing, and it had speakers, and then you see on the left hand side it had a little headphone jack. So,
I can see it right there.
Yeah.
And then there's your volume and everything else like that. I didn't even know this thing existed. This is kind of neat looking. I don't think it's as cool as the big track. It's still cool.
No, it's not as cool as the big track, but and it's also doubled as a regular 8-track player. So if you had old music 8-tracks, it completely played.
You're right. It does look like a Gonk droid. Oh my god. I totally didn't put that together until you said that, Zombie. It does. It looks like the Gonk droid.
I did not
really
have.
Does.
Yeah, I did not have the. I did not have the cassette version.
Yeah, see, 8-track was never anything that I had much of.
My grandparents had an 8-track player and a bunch of 8-tracks.
Yeah, my uncle had an 8-track player in his car, in like one of his earlier cars. But I never really owned an 8-track. Oh, there you go. There's a Rocksteady. Yeah, I've got him too. Yeah, that's the original one. That's not your remake one. That's the original.
Yeah, that's the original one.
By looking at it, yeah. Because you've got the newer one too.
Yeah, I got the NECA Bebop and Rocksteadies that look fantastic. Just like
I've got the anime version of those from NECA.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
And those are really good looking. I love that stylization. There's a bunch of those I missed because one, I just couldn't find them anywhere, and then I got pissed at them at one point because I pre-ordered something, it hadn't shipped, and then I found it in the store like 3 months before they sent it to me, and I said, "Hey, can I cancel this?" And they said, "No, all sales are final." I'm like, "All sales on something you haven't shipped yet?" So, if you're interested, I have a second Metalhead.
Yeah, if you had, because I was Baxter Stockman was the other one I was really looking for.
Yeah,
but you couldn't buy him individually. I don't think. I think you
had to buy them. They came in packs of 2. All of them come in packs of 2.
And I would be fine getting a second figure. I don't remember who he came with, but I don't think I wanted. Did he come with Splinter? He did.
I think it was Splinter. Yeah,
I didn't really care about Splinter.
I always wanted a re-release of like Krang and Shredder. And I never got that. I never could find that one. And then all of a sudden it skyrocketed up to like $300, $400 in price. And I'm like, there's no way I'm not paying that. But it never showed up on store shelves. And they're like, oh yeah, more of them are coming. And then they never did. I'm like, you're pissing me off.
I ended up seeing a lot of those figures, but they were like the Triceratons and the Rock Soldiers, I think were the only ones I actually saw at Target.
I
which
managed to
I
get
didn't want
Bebop,
those.
Rocksteady, and a couple of the Foot Soldiers, and one or two of the Foot Soldiers, because they came in with some of the figures, and then at one point they re-released with all the turtles in pairs, to where you didn't get a turtle and a Foot Soldier, you got two of the turtles. So I got the turtles. So I've got those, and then I've got Metalhead, and I've got like this big shinobi looking bot thing. Matter of fact, I've got it. 1 second.
The shinobi bot thing.
Chrome Dome. Chrome Dome.
Chrome Dome.
I haven't even unboxed this guy yet, but he looks dope in the box.
Oh, that's right.
He's huge too. He's like really big for some reason. This is when I broke down and bought another NECA figure because he just looked way too cool not to own. But even the box is nice, and then they've got all the artwork and everything on the back. So yeah, that's NECA's. Whoever makes the molds for NECA is amazing. Whoever like does the painting and stuff like that and tries to do the distribution, those people need to be beaten.
Yeah, the painting is a little like I really like the cell, the anime look of the paint, but it chips really easily, especially when especially around the joints.
In the hands, like if they have interchangeable hands, it chips badly around there, and it makes it hard to put them in and pull them out to put the other hands in because it's so the paint's on there so thick that it just starts peeling away while you're trying to work with it. It's painted.
I know they're meant for display and not really for play, but
absolutely.
You're really just meant to kind of pose it and just leave it there.
They're really meant for you put them in like an action pose and you leave them there for a long time.
Yeah,
that's what they're for. They're definitely meant more for collectors than for anybody to really like play with them or anything like that. So, My Pal 2 robot. God, we're gonna be here till like midnight. One zombie. We're gonna have to do a second one of these.
Mike's like,
we're absolutely gonna have to do this again.
Like hell, we are.
Dude, I could do this. I could do this on the regular. Matter of fact, I've thought about expanding the channel to not just do video game documentaries, but to do toy documentaries, and just dig into a toy line for shits and giggles.
When you were doing unboxings of these things at one point, then those were awesome videos. You should continue to do that.
I'm actually about to start doing that again because I've got one that I'm doing on her. As a matter of fact. She's been out for a while, so likely nobody except for my core crowd is going to watch it because everybody who's actually interested in this line is just... Hasbro has gotten more hate for these fucking 6-inch G.I. Joes than I've ever seen Hasbro get. And Hasbro's gotten a lot of hate. But this line has been ridiculous because more than half the line goes to Target. And Target doesn't keep these things in stock in the store. And the Target is, I really wish Toys R Us existed again. And the reason is because Target has started taking their place. Well, Target is paying people for exclusive lines. The NECA toy line, the animated TMNT line, is a Target line. And you can't buy them online. You have to go in the store to find them. And then you can't find them in the store. And then you have to play inflated eBay prices. And the eBay prices are insane. So collecting the full line is just ridiculous. You can't pre-order them on NECA's site because NECA has a terrible website for one, and two, they weren't even letting you order things on there for the longest time. And Hasbro has done the same thing with the classified line. They have their core line, which is supposed to appear in multiple stores, but you can really only find them reliably at Target. And then like 2/3 of their line is Target only. So you can't buy them in online stores. You can only buy them on Target's website. Target's website is constantly sold out of them, and then they show up on eBay for 3 times the price. So it's absolutely insane to try to collect these things because Target is doing such a bad job of keeping these things in stock in the amount that people can purchase them and have them.
Zombie, I got a question for you.
Nightmare.
Do you remember what this figure is from? I don't remember I actually had
know what that is.
It had like
I
a
bet
little
you Zombie
hex.
knows.
I figured Zombie would know, so I'm asking him. Little hexagon peg in the back that I think he's part of some kind of building set. As I recall, maybe there was a giant robot Tyrannosaurus Rex you can make, or it was some kind of building space set. And these were the figures that came with it. With they just a flip, very simple articulation, just 5 points for not even 5 points, just 4 points of articulation. So I don't know if you recognize that toy line. I want to say it started with an M, or robotics. It wasn't robotics.
I'm waiting on Zombie to kind of give you an answer here. Going quiet on us. Left. Zombie, bud. You're like our source of truth now. You're required to be on here when we have toy streams.
He's Googling it. Yeah, I know. Hold on. Just need to.
Yeah, I had these. Yeah. That's what I've done a time or two, man, because I have like no idea. He says it kind of look like Starcom.
Maybe it is Starcom.
I never even heard of Starcom, so this is new to me.
But the figures weren't the main selling point of the Toy Stories. I remember that. That's why they are so basic.
Right, you're buying it more for like the vehicle and stuff rather than the figure itself. And I'm seeing Starcom stuff, but a lot of these are vehicles, and they're neat looking vehicles.
But I think they're also
I think he's right. Hang on. I'm pretty sure he's right, because well, that looks a little small, but
just look a little small, but you can't really.
Why are they by Coleco? I'm very confused now.
Well, Coleco is a toy manufacturer.
I was thinking, well, I think Coleco Vision. I think the console, not toys.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if that was that. The figure doesn't look like it matches up.
Yeah, Coleco did the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah, that was another one. God, I never got into this, but man, that caused some riots back in the day. People were basically running over each other.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think
does it have magnets on it? He said
it doesn't. It just is. It's like basically just a chunky Star Wars figure. So it's
let me put
a little more than that.
Take a look at it.
So still 3.5 scale. And
yeah, that's
the
bigger
flip-top
than the
visor.
Starcom figures I saw.
Yeah, those Starcom figures look like they're about mask figure size. So I don't
know who
what that toy
I
line's
don't
called.
know who Action Man Dr. X is.
Action Man was a line of toys from 1993. Apparently, I cannot say that I cannot say I ever. But by the time I got to 1993, I was way out of this stuff. Like I said, this is not something I collected, even as an adult. Which, again, if I knew then what I know now, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But
by 1993, I was 20 years old. So
is this what we're talking about? I never had this, so I'm not. I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing.
Yeah, that looks right. At least by some of the packaging. I totally would have been into this if I'd been in the right age group at this time. I could totally see being into this. I don't think it would have been on my list as like Turtles and G.I. Joe and the others, but it definitely would have been one I probably would have had some of. Because this seems like the kind of thing I probably would have picked up at one point. It really does. All right, guys, we do have to stop this at this point. It is now almost 10:30.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna try to
12:30
spend a
for
little bit of
me.
time with my wife. Mike needs to get some sleep. I know you guys say he doesn't need sleep. He actually needs some sleep. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. Thank you, everybody who popped in. This show sucks. I had no idea who that was when he first popped in. I'm like, wait a minute.
He found us. He found us on Thursday night and hung out with us on Thursday night.
Because this is the first time I think I've seen him. I was in your show on Thursday, but kind of in and out. So I guess I didn't catch him very much. But thank you for popping in tonight, by the way. I appreciate it. I had a blast with everybody. Zombie, thank you so much for the toy knowledge. I thought I was pretty good at this, but you're amazing at it.
Yeah, I'm really impressed.
I'm actually thinking if I do like more toy stuff, particularly if I do like any kind of like recorded toy shows, I might just get with like Zombie and record it on StreamYard so we could talk back and forth about things. I think that would actually be really interesting. Or hell, maybe I'll set up another podcast that's just toys and have people come on that just want to talk toys. I know Rob would do that, and Zombie would probably love that. DM Retro would probably freaking adore that. Mike, you'd be welcome anytime, of course.
Yeah, I'd be and that's something I'd be happy to give up
Moderate.
a spot for a night. I could do that. I could do that. I could moderate because you guys really, again, I played this stuff when I was younger. I never kept it. I didn't
keep a lot of it. What I did is I went back as an adult and found really nice versions of the things I loved as a kid. So instead of my original Wheeljack, I have like this guy, and instead of my 4-inch figures, I have like this, stuff like that. So that's kind of where my collecting's gone with these. It's the same brands, it's just slightly updated versions that represent what I want. What they were always the ones I kind of wanted when I was a kid, I guess.
Right.
It's kind of what I started going for, rather than the vintage ones, right? And I know
I
there's
did
a
find
place
it
for those.
real quick, just to put a pin on that. It is robotics.
Robotics. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So now that we can put that to bed, so now I can sleep tonight. But I would, I'd love to
go and
Zombie revisit this.
You know what? You can go to bed knowing that you now have a Zybot.
I could go to bed knowing somebody else has a Zybot.
I just wonder if maybe I also have other
I cannot
those
believe
vehicles floating around.
You probably have multiple Zybots. I am. Wow.
He's like, this is gonna bother me now. Okay.
Yeah. So I just
okay.
I had a feeling it was robotics, but I had to Google pictures of the vehicles until I found a figure that looked like the one I have. But yeah, it was basically like
Zoids. I never had Zoids as a kid. They looked so cool though.
I never had them either, but I remember seeing them.
We're gonna have to save Zoids for another time because I going to toys that we wish we had as a kid. Robotech goes into that too. For
Robotech definitely goes into that.
Oh my god, because those toys are awesome. All right, we're gonna stop it here. We're probably gonna do. This may pop up occasionally from time to time on here, and I'm definitely going back into doing toys. That's why I was running a little bit late today. Is I was trying to get some photos and some footage of one that I got that I'm sure some people will watch it because some of my core people will watches and enjoys this stuff. But
I really enjoyed
those. Yeah, the real collectors of this stuff have already seen this and they're like gone. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna be like if you just had it when it first came out. But I want to start doing these anyway, regardless of when they came out. I'll probably do as many of the classified line as I have, sporadically. I don't want to do them all at one time because I don't want to. The weird thing with my collecting and why it's so sporadic on the channel is my collecting is sporadic. I have a lot of stuff, but I have a lot of disparate stuff. I have like Street Fighter, I have G.I. Joe, I have Transformers, but I don't focus the channel on any one collecting type or even a full line of any one thing. And that drives toy collectors insane. They hate that. So they won't follow channels like that for the most part. They'll follow people like Pixel Dan that does like everything He-Man. Anything that comes out He-Man, he's pretty much showing it off, right? Anything Turtles, he's pretty much starting to show off, right? People will go to oh god, I'm drawing a blank on the guy. There was a guy that was really good at doing Transformer stuff, and and that's all he did. It didn't matter what it was. He had it. He covered it. And I don't do that. I collect the ones that I like, and there's certain lines that I collect more of than others, but I never really manage to get all of a line. So it kind of drives people crazy.
we do too.
Like, dude, I swear to God, I almost had like a negative reaction to you when you popped in, because you came in with a name that said "This show sucks," and then you say, "I go wherever Molus goes," and I'm like, "Oh God, what's going on here?" I thought you were here to troll for a second. I apologize.
No, he was. I'm
glad I didn't do anything. We were bad.
We saw him on Thursday, and I thought his name was awesome. Like Mag. Mag was like, yeah, that's catchy. So.
It is a funny name.
It is.
It looks like the kind of name that we've been trolled with before. That's why I was like, warning flag sort of flew up for a second. Then you're like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, oh, thank God. No, okay, it's a channel concept. He's going to make videos in the fall. Okay, cool.
And so, shoot, I don't know. He can't do that. I got to find it. See, I tried to find it because I wanted to link it. I wanted to link to it. I wanted to find a link to it because I wanted to subscribe.
I'm trying to think of this guy's name. I'm drawing a total blank. Toy Galaxy. Yeah, EMGO 316. EMGO is the guy's name. That's the channel that was one of my go-to for Transformers for the longest time.
Oh, nice.
And he's got a good channel. He's got a very good channel. I'm going to see if I can find This Show Sucks channel here, because I'm going to go ahead and give him a sub. If I find the link, I'll post it in the chat too.
Okay.
That way you got it. And I'm struggling to find it right now.
I can't find it either.
Damn it. He's got to have a channel because he's got the name.
Right. And you can't click on it.
I absolutely hate that you can't do that. I guess I could moderate him for a second, let him post his link. But, you know, I might trust him. It's fine. I don't want to put him in timeout. Oh, wrong link. Okay.
No, don't time him out.
No. I was in the wrong window anyway. Hey, This Show Sucks. Go ahead and post your channel link, by the way. That way a couple of us can follow it real quick.
Yes.
I'll probably take the moderator away after that because I don't know you that well. Then I don't moderate everybody who comes to my channel. But I at least want you to get your link out there.
Yeah. There's one called This Show Sucks Radio, but I don't think it's that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I see a bunch of stuff that comes up and it's This Show Sucks, but it's not like a channel name. It's just things that have that in the title.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping he'd post his channel. Go. He looked. If Jack Pacific sells the rights, they own Remco, who made Zybots. Hell, we might see a Zybots resurgence. I mean, we saw a GoBot resurgence. Why not? Well,
could be, maybe.
I guess he's not going to post his channel link. I don't know if you can get his channel link. Shoot it to us on.
I will, yeah.
Because I'll follow him.
The only one that I see if I do a search is This Show Sucks Radio.
I was hoping you'd just post his channel. That way I can put it on there when.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a couple of them.
Content.
All right, but that's got a space in it. That
I don't know. I'm not going to focus on it a ton right now. I was just going to make him mod for a little bit so he could post it, but maybe he doesn't feel like posting right now because he just doesn't. Oh, hold on. There we go. There it is. There it is. Okay, cool.
All right. Hang on.
All right, here we go.
Okay, cool. Sub.
Why am I not finding that?
Yeah, it just created it. Looks like last week. I'm first sub.
I'm trying to find it, but it's not pulling up for me for some reason.
It came up.
Well, it's not letting me click on it. And
hang on, I'll put it in there.
I
that's what I did. I copied and pasted.
Yeah, that's what I did too, but then it didn't pull up for some reason.
Yeah, it pulls
Two
up.
subs.
Two subs.
All notifications. There we go.
All right, so when you get your stuff moving, Let me do this too. Hit the notification bell. So when you get your videos moving, I'm definitely anxious to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eating pace subbed. See?
There we go. So that makes 3.
3. See? We got you, man.
We already got you, man. We got you covered.
So,
all right, guys, we're definitely going to end it here.
Yes.
I'm probably going to end up like staying up for like 30 minutes and going to bed and being very tired tomorrow.
I'm going to go to bed like right after this.
There you go.
Like 9, not even 10 o'clock.
Like 5 or 6 subs tonight.
There you go.
Awesome. There you go, man.
We
got you a start.
We spread positivity and we spread the joy of community right here.
Yep.
So,
well said.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight.
What a great chat room tonight. I mean, this could be one of my, believe it or not, one of my favorite.
Dude, I had so much fun on this episode. I'm not gonna lie, I had a ton of fun.
This could be one of my favorite shows. So.
Yeah, I can talk toys anytime. So, video games are my main passion, but I don't get to talk about toys enough. So
yeah, I don't either. I collect them. I don't talk to them about them enough, and I'm probably gonna start. I'm gonna start trying to get some of the more hardcore stuff that I started doing again, like the video game history stuff. Start getting moving on that again. I got caught up on other things, and it kind of like where I was writing scripts, but I wasn't getting them recorded because they take a long time not only to write but to record. Mm-hmm. You know that better than I do, Matthews, because all your stuff usually takes a long time to edit. Thank you, man, by the way. So I'm going to try to get some of that out there, and I'm probably going to start trying to do some digging on toy lines too, because it's something because Toy Galaxy and a couple of others do background things on some of those, and I think that would be fun to do too.
Yeah. See, now you're going over my swim lane.
What toy history?
Yeah, you're getting out of my element.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's why you watch stuff like that. You see it.
Oh, absolutely.
Dig into it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm all for having like debates and stuff like that on stuff that you guys know too, but I like digging into all sorts of things, and toys and video games have always been something I've been into. So why not? I mean, it's my channel. Grow or won't grow because it's eclectic. It's getting weird.
It's my channel.
Deal with it, guys. It's my channel.
That's right.
Do what I want.
Called YouTube.
By the way, Zombie, you're gonna see a sub from me. I thought I was already subbed to you, so
what? Your fail.
Yeah, I know. I tried to correct it tonight.
I was gonna feel bad if I went there and I wasn't subbed to, so I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't find it. I'm like, damn it, am I not subbed?
Well, I think just because YouTube's been recommending Zombies videos and live streams, I just assumed I was subbed. So
yeah,
you're gonna do cool things like toy history this week. I'm gonna do boring stuff like everybody is doing NFT and blockchain. Ubisoft just announced they're getting into it, and the more I
send me a link on that,
the more I dig into it, it's not just Ubisoft and Intellivision. There's a ton of people doing blockchain and NFT. So we're gonna actually have a discussion on it because Peter is not sold on it. So we're gonna do some research. We're gonna have a discussion on where it's gonna take the gaming industry. No judgment's better late than ever. We're gonna have a discussion this week on where it's gonna take the industry and if it's gonna take off. Because Epic Games, there's a whole group of developers that are trying to force Steam to unblock it from their stuff. So there's a whole lot going on with that, and we're gonna talk about it on Thursday.
Awesome, that'll be great.
Oh, sweetie, you got a profile picture.
There you go.
All right.
Hey, you're one step further, sir.
Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing what you got, man. Seriously, looking forward to what content you got.
All right.
So.
All right, I'm definitely going to end it here. Thank you guys, everybody who came
in.
Everyone.
Good night, everyone.
But good night.
Good night.
And we will see you next time. Remember, this is every other week, so we won't have one next week. It will be the following week. And we'll keep you guys posted on what the topic is. So, Dylan, have a good night.
Play on, toy on.